The Nintendo Shack is back. Welcome to the Nintendo Shack. I have returned, Jason Lazy, hosting this train of pain and all the fun we have on Nintendo Land. This is, of course, a proud member of the PSVG Podcast Network. I'm happy to be back. And look who's here again, 2 weeks in a row. Kevin Aston.
It's Donnie said something about if you get to pull the diva and not show up, that he gets to do the same, and then he demands that I be here. So I don't even know I'm here, but yeah.
Bless.
Papa bless.
No, we all know that you tripped him down the stairs and told him that you were coming back in, right?
I did some misery type stuff. I hobbled him.
Oh,
Very, very nice. I like it. Caroline,
Yeah.
Caroline, you're here.
what's
What's
up?
going on, girl?
Yeah, it's another Thursday. Let's go.
Dude.
Dude.
Oh yeah, where's the?
Dude.
There we go.
I need Sean to be here with me.
What happened?
Sean,
Remember when you were gonna do the poem every episode?
So there was this little thing earlier that I was doing called eating dinner, and yeah, I just that didn't equate into my evening plans.
That's all right. That's fair. I'll allow it. Yeah, Donnie is not here. Donnie's being the producer. He's doing all the behind the scenes stuff. He's the Lucas of our show, but not on the show.
including taking a shower and playing Assassin's Creed.
All while producing the show. Shows how much effort goes into producing this show.
He brings the laptop. He's got like a plastic bag. He wraps the laptop in the bag and he brings it in there with him.
Yep.
And it's waterproof. He's good to go.
Yep.
Just hope he doesn't hit that camera.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see, right?
I don't even think he's listening to us.
Oh no,
He's streaming something.
no, he is. The chat shows it. I think.
Okay.
I mean, being compared to Lucas, you're talking like that's a bad thing. I mean, have you met that guy?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's fair.
I mean, all right, that's derailed the show enough. I'm happy to be back. Thanks for, what's funny, guys. 2 weeks, 2 times in a row, we've had these great Smash Directs lining up perfect for Thursday Shack appearance, and then both times, I'm gone.
Yep.
Not there. Missed them both.
Tommy, chillax.
It's true. Donnie's whole thing is like, hey, Kevin, come on, Shaq, so you and Jason can talk all about Smash. And then we boot up. It's like, oh, by the way, Jason's not here. You're hosting.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
I had this player 4 thing all ready to go, and ramp.
I know. I even came up with it. I was like, Donnie, you should do the player select overlay. Caroline, make this for me.
Yeah, it was actually fun. I had a lot of like last minute things because the direct went up that day, and I was like, and we were going to use something from Wii U, and I was like, no, finalized roster, we have to do it. So I did it like within, an hour after we got the release.
Yeah. I don't want to. We did Smash. Smash is old news. It's old news. Everyone knows all about it. So. We've got, it's been a weird week, and as things so often do in Nintendo Land. So why don't we kick this episode off? Let's talk a little bit about what we've been playing, what's been going on in our own experiences with Nintendo. Sponsored by Flexibles, which Kevin Austin is proudly wearing tonight on the podcast. Kevin, we appreciate. Oh wait, no, we don't appreciate your support. You won that shirt. You got that shirt for free. Oh.
Well, I got it for free by donating to patreon.com/flexibos.
That's true. Okay. Good point.
He's a cool dude.
My friend.
Product placement.
Do we want, Kevin? We've advertised this as a highlight of the show this week, so maybe we should just jump that right now. Jump the shark, maybe the baby shark, possibly. Diablo 3, little game, came out last week on the Nintendo Switch, and we've been playing it.
Yeah.
Some background for myself: I've played it. Every Diablo. Diablo 2 is probably one of my favorite games. And Diablo 3, I hadn't played in 5 years. I feel like it was since before my wife and I got married. So probably 6 years, actually, on PC. And when you think about it that long, it's like, has that game really been out that long? And then it's like, oh, yeah, it totally has. So I can't even accurately say how much the game has changed just organically in that time. I never had the DLC content, so I never had Reaper of Souls, but they've just really sped that whole game. It just feels like it's been sped up crazily. Leveling is insane. item drops are insane. I don't. It's. I don't know. It. I thought I'd have a lot more slower burn with it, but now I'm kind of worried. Like I'm gonna hit the end game stuff because I mean I've played the campaign numerous times, and once I'm doing it for the sake of doing it, but then it's like okay, then I'm gonna be like, well, what do I do now? You know, and I don't know. It's been fun though. I mean, you have it. Tom Servo has it. Callow has it. There's quite a few people like Josh and Lucas are playing it on PC together. I mean,
Crazy.
and so it's great that there's options of people I can jump in and play with. You had it on PS3,
PS4,
so, PS4,
PS4, and I only played it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so I've never played with a controller up until the Switch release, so that's been a whole different thing for me. And it's really comfortable. I think instead of having to do clicky with the keyboard and mouse all the time, it's just nice to like I use the right trigger for my main attack and then just buttons for everything else, and that just works really nice. I mean, the game runs well. I don't know. I mean, you talked about this a little bit on PSVG this week, but I mean,
yeah, I'm loving it. So like I played a little bit on PS4.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Not very much on PS4, but I did play it. And I enjoyed it, but it was like I think what lost its appeal to me is that nobody else was playing it at the time. Where this one, we're jumping at the right time. Everybody's playing this freaking game right now. I think Nintendo Guru is like streaming it right now. I think, as a matter of fact, it's a lot of fun. It's got all the expansion pack information's in it, so all that stuff is available right out the gates. It feels right on a controller, like you said. I played it a little bit. I played Diablo 2 on PC, so the point and click, I get that, but it's much better with the controller. I don't know. It just feels right. It runs so well.
Just being able to move
yes.
with a analog stick is nice than having to either click or mouse hold and move that way. It just feels like I played the original Diablo on PlayStation, so I kind of had that experience once. But I mean, obviously, large leaps forward with the games. But I mean, there's so much like. Just the way I feel like so much of that game I don't remember. Like the menus, I'm sure they streamlined the menus a little bit. I mean, the inventory just because you're on a console compared to a computer. But I don't remember how any of that worked. I remember the skills, but I mean, it just so much of the game feels so foreign to me and new. And it's like me trying to remember: is this something they changed with Reaper of Souls, or is this something I just don't remember properly?
Yeah, I think some of it was changed with Reaper of Souls because I don't remember it having certain things on PS4 when I played it. But like that last expansion came out after that too, after it hit PS4. I know that, so it was a little bit different. But you're right; the game is super fast. You're tearing up through levels. So I think I have like 3 or 4 characters now because I keep jumping the different classes to see how they play. So, and it's like I have a wizard, I have a necromancer, I have a witch doctor, and then I think I started a crusader last night. I've gotten nowhere in the story because I keep playing the same like first three.
That's what I was asking you, what class you've been drawn to the most, and I've only played the DLC classes because that's the 2 I never played,
sure.
the crusader and the necromancer. So
yeah, the necromancer's fun. I do like the wizard because I typically like the wizard classes and a lot of these types of things. But the witch doctor, I will say,
Kevin, you're a wizard.
Oh, wizard Harry. But the witch doctor is actually kind of fun too because he's got like a poison blow dart. Like you just run me like, so it's like super racist, but it has, and he talks like like almost like Dhalsim from Street Fighter.
Gosh.
Oh god.
Like so, it's very like on the nose. But
boy.
The character's a lot of fun. You have like this little move that will slow down enemies by having like these like zombie hands come out of the ground and grab your enemies and slow them down so you can attack quicker. But yeah, there's a lot of little things. But you're right; it seems to be super fast, which. The same caution to me is that am I going to tear through this game way too fast? Like, and I feel like I shouldn't be. But you're right. There's tons of grinding you can do. There's tons of the raids and all this stuff you can do in adventure mode that'll keep you going. But you're right. Like once you beat it, what is there to do other than just continue to grind for better gear? But does the gear matter when you have nothing else left to play?
I feel like I knew people that were playing the game. Cause the adventure mode is basically what has turned into the end game content, and they used like the rift runs was like that was their drawing point. It was almost like they're raiding in this game, and I'm sure once you can get into like the greater rifts and things like that, I mean, I'm assuming that's the big drawback. Like I made this comment on Flux Suppose. I don't understand. Like I don't remember what it used to be, but the leveling system is like has been crazy tweaked since over time. Because I remember like getting through Act 1 and only being certain level. Now you get through Act 1. I know because Josh and Lucas had the same experience on PC. They're at level 30. You know, after just going through Act 1, and it's like I don't remember that. And like if you're just playing on normal difficulty, the game's kind of easy. You won't die. And then I remember like original Diablo experiences with this game. If you tried to play on Nightmare or Hell, you would get smoked unless you had the gear and were appropriately leveled. And now I feel like you can get away with that regardless of. But maybe it's just because the drop rate is so increased that you're constantly getting better gear. And I was playing with Tom Servo today, and he's mentioned that feels like he's hit a wall almost because he's after you hit max level,
tearing it up.
Yeah, he has been tearing it up. Once, because that's when certain games like that he gets into. I feel like that's the type of gamer he is, where he's going to go in there and just destroy the content, but then like get into the whole min-maxing of his character and stat lines. Because once you hit level 6 or level 70, that's the max level. Then you unlock the Paragon levels. So that's and then you can increase your stats more that way. I don't know. I'm perfectly happy with the purchase. I think it's going to be it's a great game that I can jump back into and play. Like Skinny Matt, for instance, hasn't touched this game yet. Was so looking forward to it. Hasn't been able to touch it yet. And the joke going around Discord is that we're all going to be playing Smash. And he finally takes the shrink wrap off.
Yeah.
And
you guys are ready to play Diablo. Who's playing?
Yeah. But I feel like this game, especially with the leveling, I don't see how at any point I wouldn't be like, oh, you're just starting the game. Okay, I'm just going to roll a new character.
Yeah, start a new character.
And then I'll just instantly catch up with you. Caroline, you're loving Diablo, right?
What's this you speak of? Mobile game? Yeah?
That amiibo you bought.
Whoa. Don't say Diablo mobile game. You might get people.
I know. No, Diablo is just like, it's something that I am aware of, and it's something that I understand, but I don't play it. So, yeah. And this is how many years old game? Like 6? And I just had no desire to.
I think older.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just didn't interest me because it's like it's a super old little game there. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm glad everybody's enjoying it. Like everybody's playing this game.
You get an old port, and you get an old port, and you get an old port.
2012, May 2012, it came out.
6 years. Okay. Beyond Diablo, I did had a quick review for Skyscrapers, which you might have seen up on PSVG's YouTube. I don't recommend it, guys. I don't recommend it. It's just not. It's there's not enough content really there, and unless you can, it's local multiplayer only. The single player is not worth your time, and even as a local multiplayer game, it just doesn't have the depth, I think, to really make it fun. So there's that. I do have Moonlighter.
You do.
I've been waiting to play. Okay. I've been waiting to play that on stream. So I haven't even launched it yet because I want to do like a first.
I know Kevin's been playing it, but it was something that I saw was coming out this week, and I was very interested in getting it, but I wanted to hear you guys' reaction first.
So, I can talk about it. I played
that's a good way to transition because that's all I got for you guys. So.
Okay, so perfect. So, yeah, I booted it up today. Started actually this morning with it, and the art style is really cool. It kind of has that pseudo 16-bit Link to the Past almost, but a little rougher around the edges look to it. And the premise is there. We kind of all know at this point you're a shopkeeper who, in like a desolate town, similar to like Stardew Valley, how you get the towns kind of run down, you kind of upgrade things to make the town better. This town, Moonlighter, works the same way, except you have to get cash in order to buy the upgrades, bring more people to come into town, open new businesses like the blacksmith, the potion master, and there's other things you can unlock I haven't gotten to yet. But basically, sun goes down, your character goes out to the dungeons, and it's a randomly generated dungeon, and you just run through and collect as much loot by beating villains as you can, and you get the heck out of there. Your bag can hold like 20 items at start. I'm sure you can upgrade. I haven't seen anything yet, though, to upgrade your bag, and you just kind of run through the dungeons, collect stuff, come out. You go back to your shop. You can manage your inventory because some of the things you grab in the dungeons are actually used to upgrade your weapons, your armor, your bag actually in that point there too. So you need to keep certain items for yourself, but the rest you sell. So you open up your shop and you have your little counters. You can put 4 items on the counter, 4 different items on the counter. You can stack up to like 10. It doesn't matter. And you actually set the price. And then you open your shop and people come in and out and they'll look at your items and they'll kind of give you a hint as to whether or not you price too high or too low based on their reactions. Like if they see something and they're super happy about it, then you probably underpriced it. You can knock it up a few. So as you play, you got to learn what the value of these different items are because the game gives you zero guidance. Like you can sell everything for $1 if you want. So it's kind of up to you to kind of determine based on how often you get them and watching their reactions. And the game does track for you though their reactions and how much the money was then. So it's not like you like, oh, how much did I sell this for last time?
Oh, okay.
It saves it in there. So you're able to work with that. And just kind of keep going back and forth. There is a loose story around it. Basically, you're trying to upgrade the whole town to get it back into shape. But this dungeon you find, there's a lot of mystery around the dungeon. People just run there, grab loot, and sell it. But there's the remains of people there that were trying to find out where the dungeons come from. Why do they always change? Why are they different? How is this possible? And you find a map that shows that there's actually 4 different dungeons that have these keys. And I'm guessing when you collect all the keys, you open one final dungeon. I'm still in the first dungeon, no matter how many times I run through it. I haven't seen anything to kind of advance yet. But I mean, I've done like, I don't know, 15 runs through the dungeon, I think, so far, and grab loot. If you die in the dungeon, you do lose some of your loot, not all of it. So you can still go back and sell what you have. You just kind of go back and forth.
How do you like the combat? Because I listened to a podcast a couple weeks ago that had played it. It was on the PC version and kind of mentioned that like that might have been at least for them that person that was the lacking element of the game because it just didn't feel like there wasn't much dynamic there. It was just pretty much you upgrade your abilities, but it's pretty much you just attack until the enemy dies and then. Yeah.
Pretty much, and it does move, so it's weird. So you use the Joy-Cons, obviously, so you have 360-degree range of motion, but it almost feels like you only move up, down, left, right, like SNES days. And your attacks are kind of the same way. Like you don't really attack at an angle; it's either head-on or to the left, to the right, or below you. So that feels a little bit weird. There is different weapons you can use though, so I think that would freshen up the combat a little bit. Like you start off with the sword and shield, but there's spears. There's bow and arrows. There's supposedly magic I can get later on. So I think it kind of depends on how you want to play to make the combat a little bit different. It feels a little stiff, but it doesn't take anything away from me. Like for me, I don't know, it hooked me because it's just a constant grind of grab stuff, let me sell it, hoard all my money, and then just go and do it again and just keep watching that cycle keep going through, and it doesn't bother me at all. It is very repetitive, but that's the point of it. So I say so far I recommend it. I think you're definitely going to dig it, that whole grind aspect of it. And then like I said, once your bag is full, you can warp out of the dungeon, or you can keep going and maybe dump some stuff isn't worth a lot. Or if you're looking for certain items, you just keep going through. So
I mean, I'm just happy to play. I mean, I've been following this game since it was announced that there was a chance it was going to come to Switch on Kickstarter, and so that was like I looked at the email I sent to the devs when that happened. Like it was like at least 2 years ago. So it just seems it's kind of crazy that it's been this long. So I'm happy it's finally here and people are getting the chance to play it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and stream it, see if my computer holds up for it, and I could show it off because it's not a graphically heavy game, so I should be okay doing that. I want to stream something because it's a lot of fun.
When does he sleep?
He doesn't. He doesn't. It's weird. So like I said, you're selling.
I just like how Caroline gets once you sleep and you answer, she's like, "Oh well, crap."
He's a fictional character. He doesn't sleep. He does have a bed. You can make the character sleep, but to my knowledge, there's no benefit of doing so because every time you leave the dungeon, your health is back to 100 anyway. So it's not like that's a factor. But yeah, it's like you get out of the dungeon and it's daytime. You open your shop and you sell until you're out of items, basically, or you can close early if you want for some reason. But once you close, it's immediately night, and then you just go run out to the dungeon again. So,
is this a Caro game?
I don't know.
Is there a cat?
I haven't seen one. No.
Ooh.
I haven't seen any animals actually. Just
really
monsters.
Like the shopkeeping thing reminds me of the very failed game that the Bokujo Monogatari people did called Hometown Story, where it's just basically you sell your stuff.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's really bad.
There's not much to it. It's just you kind of grind in so you can get what you want to buy. Essentially, keep going. I don't know what like the end game is going to look like for this, other than hey, you've gotten to all 5 dungeons. I don't know.
Okay.
What's that? I don't know why this is reminded of it because when is that? What was that? The name of that next game that Chucklefish is making?
Witchbrook.
Yep, the witch one.
Witchbrook. I can't wait.
I'm gonna be all over that when that drops. But the problem is gonna be on PC first, and it's gonna be so long till it hits Switch based on their record. We still don't have that multiplayer Stardew they promised a while ago.
I mean, it's okay. I played Stardew on PC before Switch was even a thing. Right. So I'm.
Yes, Eastward. That's the one I was looking forward to. That's what I was thinking of.
He's just like, what's this Witchbook crap?
We're all about the Witchbook.
I don't want to play this Harry Potter town builder stuff.
Yep,
Kevin and I are. Wait, What house are you?
Slytherin.
Oh,
Duh.
that's right. That's right.
Obviously.
There's only 2 choices kept for Kevin: Slytherin or Hufflepuff. Come on.
Oh, anyway, so 2 other games real quick. I'm playing the Video Kid 80s edition. I don't know if you guys have seen this game at all.
Do you
basically,
love it?
It's like the Paperboy game.
Paperboy.
Right?
it's basically Paperboy. It's kind of fun, and it's not because it's a great game, because it's just Paperboy. But the 80s references crammed into this are insane.
Oh,
like
it's awesome.
your character's basically Marty McFly.
Mm-hmm.
But as you're going up the road, like you'll pass Roger Rabbit in the taxi cab.
Freaking
You'll see the
Fraggle
California
Rock.
Raisins like singing on the sidewalk. It's just the 80s threw up all over this game, and I don't know how they get away with it, but because I'm pretty sure they
It's
didn't license all
freaking
these characters.
fantastic. If you guys have $5, absolutely buy it.
Oh yeah, I think it was actually cheaper than that, or maybe I got it cheaper than that because of my gold coins. I forget,
Oh.
but I picked it. It was dirt cheap. And the last one I bought, but I haven't played yet, was Serial Cleaner, which I reviewed for the site actually on PS4.
Yeah.
But I was like, this seems like it'd be really good on Switch, and I got it on the sale. So.
What got you to double dip on it? Just because
the portability, I think, it's gonna be a great like lunchtime break.
Did you finish it on your review? So
Nope.
Okay, you got some content to go back.
I forgot. It's definitely something you can go back and play again. So
I have been playing Overcooked too.
Again?
Yeah. Lucas and I have been dominating it so much. I love that game. As soon as we're done, I'm getting the DLC. I got to get the DLC.
The DLC is good too. It's harder, but it's good.
I miss our 4-player chef days, Carol. I know they're hard to schedule.
It's the surf and turf.
Yeah, surf and turf.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that because I'm thinking I bought the chef pack. What the heck?
I unlocked an octopus chef last night.
Oh, how precious! I still love the platypus, the Switch exclusive. It's absolutely adorbs.
He's good. Caroline, what you been getting into?
I've been playing the Switch, guys. I'm so sorry. I bought 2 games recently. Yoku's Island Express, which is that pinball platformer with the little beetle that you're the mailman around the island. Very fun, very cute. It's just there's a lot of area that you have to cover, and you have to sit down and problem solve a lot of them. Okay. And while that's great and fun and all, when you're doing it just for 3 hours on stream every so often, you're just kind of like, I should probably figure out what I'm doing before I continue on in stream. Otherwise, I'm going to be sitting here for the next 30 minutes figuring out where I'm supposed to go. And most of it is me just being like, oh my God, I unlocked that thing. I'm going to backtrack all the way over to the other side of the island so I can open that other thing. And that's just a Caro problem because I've got to go do it immediately. I've been playing that. I think I've played at least probably 5 to 6 hours of it so far, and I'm really enjoying it. Same people that made Overcooked 2 made that game, by the way.
Yes.
Overcooked and Overcooked 2, Team 17. And then Portal Knights. I played the demo. The demo is extremely short for Switch, but it had enough of a Minecraft vibe with a story element that I was like, I've got to get the game. So it was actually cheaper for me to buy it physical, than it was to buy on the eShop. So I bought that, but I haven't taken it out of the shrink wrap yet because I've been playing this PC MMO that you guys should not be interested in because
I played it. I tried it.
Did you?
Yep, it's no bueno, but I tried it.
Oh, it's a Caro game.
It's just too laggy for me. It doesn't. It's glitchy.
You need a better internet connection then. The only time it lags for me is during huge boss fights, but that's when there's 100 people on one page. But yeah, other than that, I won't bother you with Maple Story 2. It's not Nintendo. I'm waiting for this time next week when you hear us. I'll be doing Caro Goes All Day, where I'm playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee all day on stream.
And that's the week Jason and I are taking off, and Jason's mic is muted, so.
I thought I pushed the button. My bad.
Sorry.
Hold the Donnie. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
It's okay.
I was going to ask you, I was like, how many days? And then you said, I was like, oh, okay. But that's good that you're pacing yourself. And I mean, no, I'm not I don't want to take away from people that are excited and ready to play Pokemon. I have it reserved from the library. So in like 5 months, I might get a copy of it.
Of which copy? That's the one.
Because I want to try it, and then
you haven't played Pokemon in like forever, right?
I haven't played Pokemon since Red.
Oh my lord! You're basically replaying.
This is the one you're coming back to.
So, which one? I was a freshman in high school, I think. as when I played that. No, I think it's going to be great for people, and I'm excited for you guys to play it. And I'm just not going to be able to add anything to that conversation, so I just don't. There's no point in me being on that episode because I can be like, let's say you want me to moderate and go. So, how did you feel about the first couple hours of your gameplay experience? Did it was it similar to what you remember? Was it similar to what you remember from your youth? Did it invoke a sense of childhood?
Or you could just sit there like Caro during Diablo talk.
I'm just gonna shiny hunt. Like I'm gonna beat the game and then I'm gonna shiny hunt. It's gonna be fun. And beat those 151 master trainers. That's gonna take me forever. I'm probably not gonna do that. I'm not good. I'm not good enough. But I will shiny hunt for sure.
You will be the gym master.
What? You don't know what shiny hunting means?
Wait, are you saying she's got to be the very...
Even I know what shinies are, Kevin.
I know what shinies are.
Okay, I was about to say.
God. Boy.
I just don't care, boy.
I'm gonna get Lobo in here and kick your butt.
Lobo Recon.
I'll bring Labo.
Nobody wants that, Kevin.
I'll get my robot suit on right now.
Nobody wants that.
The one you had given to you and pre-made for you.
Yep, and autographed. Let's get that.
Nice.
You autographed your own cardboard suit.
Donnie's gonna be so
How
mad
much does it cost to UPS something to yourself?
I mean, I didn't pay for it, so.
Perfect. So you just kind of put it out. You put it in the box, put it out in your front step, forgot about it, going out the next morning. Oh my gosh, guys, I got a package in the mail.
Okay, he's literally in New Orleans right now, so it's not. And I don't have hair anymore. Like it's not even a thing anymore.
It's always going to be a thing, Kevin. It's always going to be a thing. Only the PSVG faithful will know.
He'll be on next week. He'll be back next week.
There you go.
Kevin, by the way, Yoku does not roll poop.
He does. He's a dung beetle.
He rolls a ball of ivory. They have explained this in the game.
Poop.
It's like
pinball poop.
It's literally a ball of ivory. They're like, oh, nice ivory you got there.
He murdered elephants.
No,
he murdered elephants to steal their ivory.
Found it. Somebody else did it.
So he eats ivory and poops it out and rolls it.
Yes.
Good Lord.
And then he
I regret saying anything.
Oh boy. Shall we do? You guys want to do some headlines?
Let's do some.
Okay.
Some headlines to hit. We're going to roll down in the curated order that producer Donnie delivered to us this week, and Kevin painstakingly compiled to make my life easier. Carol, I know you've got a hot take on this one. Nintendo is going to remove a racist aspect of Smash Brothers Ultimate when it comes to one Mr. Game and Watch. He's being defeathered.
When I saw the headline, I was like, Game and Watch for what? And then I'm just like, I looked at him, I'm like, it's because he's black, isn't he, right? And then no.
So how would they fix that?
Exactly. No. And then they're talking about, so apparently when there's the fire, I forget the game that it's from, but it's the one where they're setting fire to the houses.
Yeah,
apparently
one from their
Cowboys versus Indians thing.
Yeah, something like that.
They've got the feathers in their heads, like it's the Indians setting fire to the settlements and stuff. I just said I can't believe it's taken this long for people to find a problem with it. That's all I have to say.
What I said was, how do you know Mr. Game & Watch is not a Native American?
I mean, it's not like the Cleveland Indians mascot. It's not like Chief. Right. What's his name? I mean,
yeah.
And why do we have a bigger problem that he has a feather than opposed to he's lighting people's houses on fire? Which is worse here, really? Let's think about this, folks.
Yeah.
It was a 1982 game, Fire Attack.
That's the one.
That's the one it was from. So, I mean, this is the PC world we live in today. So,
except it's Nintendo, not PC. Sorry, I had to go there.
I couldn't even. I guess I don't even ever remember seeing that animation in the game. Like
I had to look at the screen caps in order to see it.
So I never caught it, but maybe that's because I'm a white male, so I don't,
first world problems.
Yeah, so I'm not looking, and I'm blinded by my own basicness. I don't, I'm just generic, so I'm not anything else that I'm gonna catch something like that. So, I don't know. So I mean,
I'm focusing on the fighting, not what's going on around me that could possibly.
Yeah. I mean, Fortnite has got some more updates coming to it.
Yeah, it
does. New guns,
I mean, the only big news in this is the NFL stuff.
A new battle royale. I mean,
yeah, I did see that.
Some more Fortnite stuff. Guys, I'm just not. I like the Switch got me excited with Fortnite and actually got me to play Fortnite, which had never happened before. And I love the idea of the battle royale games, but I never got caught up in the Fortnite craziness.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's at the point that I'm even over it. So I bought the last season pass, battle pass, because my kids really wanted some of the outfits for the Halloween stuff, and I bought it, and they've barely played it, and I haven't even played it. So, I'm not going to say it's dead, because when you go on Twitch and you look, and there's still over 2 million people streaming or watching.
It's by no means dead. I mean.
Right. But my interest is gone. But the NFL stuff is really cool. They got the license for NFL jerseys for every single team, which is insane.
And there's plenty of people on my friends list that are always playing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing I think Fortnite shows is like if you can continue to support a game, you can keep your player base engaged. I mean, I think what they do is how you make a free-to-play game very successful, which by their financial statements, I think also proves that. But I mean, it's just they're always changing it, always evolving it, always bringing more content. Like the event stuff they're doing all the time in between the seasons that get players like so consumed with like what's going on with this cube, what's happening.
Yeah.
I think that's what I think is really impressive what Fortnite does. I mean, but wait, are you gonna tell me is the Harley Quinn and Joker content going to get you back into PUBG?
No, for $45? Are you kidding me?
Is that how much it costs?
$45 for a Harley Quinn and Joker skin for PUBG, which that game is broken beyond belief, and the fact that they're charging people buying it.
How have they not? How have they?
That's criminal.
I don't understand how PUBG is even still a thing.
I don't either. We're supposed to be getting some big news coming out of XO right now, which started today, or they'll flew down today and start today. But I don't get it. When you look at what Call of Duty has done with Blackout and what Fortnite has done.
And you were the first to the game. You were the first to the game. Yeah. And you haven't made any, you barely have a working game, let alone have evolved your game. And look what Fortnite is, look what Epic's done with Fortnite. Look what's happening with Call of Duty. I mean, what the heck was that game that was coming out on Switch? Did that ever happen?
Crazy Justice? Nope. We're still, myself and actually Fudo on Twitter, the guy who gives away codes all the time. Yeah. He's been like trolling them, saying like, "Hey guys, you're right in there. You need some more toilet paper. What's going on? You got to feed your employees at some point. You got to let them out." Like they're just going completely dark. And I got the beta access. I played it on PC, and it is complete and utter garbage. Like horrible. So I was like, man, this is never gonna reach consoles, or if it does, it's gonna be like a year from now.
It's supposed to got a lot of bad feedback, and they're like, we can't even release this, and now it's just probably going Duke Nukem.
I think so.
It's gonna go in development hell.
I think so. But yeah, NFL skins, pretty cool. You can all the NFL teams, including a unique Fortnite team. You can even pick the number on your jersey for the Fortnite event. So kind of cool.
That's cool. Yeah,
I mean that's a big licensing. You look at what Fortnite's done. They've teamed up with Marvel when they did the Thanos event during Infinity War. They team up with the NFL, and what does PUBG get? They get DC.
Yeah. I mean, limited time modes, more weapons, more items, more save the world content, heroes, UI, weapons, a ton of stuff. So good on Epic, good on Fortnite for keep making an engaging product. Nintendo Switch has a new peripheral courtesy of 8BitDo. The what is it called? The G Bros? 8BitDo G Bros.
G Bros.
I love this is a little, we're gonna call it a dongle.
Basically.
A wireless dongle compatible with the GameCube and a Wiimote, so you could hook up your old like your classic controllers from the Wii. And this baby is a little wireless adapter that will sync. You plug in your controllers and you get wireless gameplay on your Switch. So if you wanted to play your GameCube controller wirelessly, now you can. If you want to play your Wii Classic controller wirelessly on the Switch, now you can. I have to say, from an aesthetics point, I love the fact that it mimics the purple GameCube.
Absolutely.
I love the button layout. I love the way I look at on it. It also has your start button, not your start button, but it has your home button, your recording, your pictures, all that fancy stuff on there. It looks really cool. I've had people like just before the show, I had some people share it with me, and then before the show on Twitter, Crowd Search like tagged me in it, and immediately I think it's $20. It's up for pre-order now on Amazon. It's going to release on December 7th. I mean, I'm immediately interested just because the fact I don't know how much I'm going to play Smash tabletop, but if I do want to play it at work, that's what I would do. And while I could, bring my Pro controller, or if I want to always play with the GameCube controller, this would be an option I have to go. But then latency, I think, is a concern, especially on a fighting game. Yep. What is there going to be input lag? What is that going to be like? I mean, you can't get good if you got controller latency. I mean, it's just not going to happen. But I love the fact that they keep giving us different options, because Nintendo. This is an area that Nintendo's going to go into necessarily. I think they've shown that. It's $20. I don't think I mentioned that yet, or maybe I did, and it's 30 hours of battery life on a charge. So
that's pretty good.
It's not so bad.
I mean, I guess it's a little bit nicer than you have. By the time you have one of this adapter snaked across your desk, taking up 2 USB ports, and then controllers, and then you want to play 8-man Smash with GameCube controllers? Okay, let's get even more going on. So I don't own any Abido products, so I can't comment on quality. I know certainly Callow does. Donnie does, I think.
Yeah, Donnie bought something new.
From an aesthetics point, I've always been really interested in the stuff they make, because I think it's really cool, but I haven't done it yet.
It's officially being produced by Nintendo, right? I mean, like they're doing the official seal of approval on it, I thought.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think PowerA is the only one that gets that approval.
What did I see?
PowerA.
No, Hori does too.
Yeah,
Hori does too. That's right.
Hori and PowerA. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I'm getting it confused with something else.
I guess it would be interesting to see a test, like how would that work? Your latency, like do a controller. I would like to see a controller comparison, because I'm sure one site's going to is playing with the game controller on this, and then using like maybe the PowerA wireless controllers, or I think Hori has a wireless one too, don't they? A fight pad, or whatever they call it, and see, just compare it. I mean, I'm sure for us, I'm sure it's going to be, as long as it's not like some crazy delay, it's going to be fine. We're not pro Smash players. We're not trying to whatever, I'm sure it's going to be fine. But I think I still think it's cool, and I like that it has a little heart on the red button. What's that?
Devin needs to find the best latency one, so that he can make sure he has every bit of advantage when he tries to take us down. So he's going to need that 0.02 second advantage.
Well, he needs to make sure he has all these crutches. So when he fails, then he can say, well, actually, it's because
that's right.
I didn't have the latency, guys.
That's true.
Did we disclose that?
Love you, Dev.
That Dev has got a Switch finally? Did we disclose that? I don't remember.
I don't know if I couldn't remember if you guys dropped that news.
I don't think that happened on Shaq, because it was news to me earlier this week. By the way, Caro, I got a Switch, and I was like, no, it finally happened. So yeah.
And he's loving Golf Story. He's all over it right now.
He loves him some Golf.
Golf. Oh, but we're not supposed to talk about him on the Shack until he's on. So.
Oh, that's right. Maybe that's why.
Whatever. I had to give him some props, because he actually bought the dang thing.
He did.
Finally.
Smash Bros. DLC is now complete. The lineup, according to Sakurai-san, Nintendo's made all the selection for all the characters. So if you're hoping that you could do some last minute swaying and make some decisions, guess what? Waluigi's not one of them. That's my prediction. Get out of there.
I'm wondering though. So
triggered.
It says even in it that this time the selection was made entirely by Nintendo.
Right.
So this makes me wonder. All the people that are like, and myself included, are like, "Oh, Banjo's going to be coming." Does that take it off the table now? Because you'd think they'd have to talk things through with somebody else. Like,
I think they would have already.
Yeah, I don't think it takes it off the table at all. Yeah. Just Nintendo made the decision on what they're going to include, but you can just say that's a very, now you're really reading into things. You go,
yeah. I just hope Goku is not one of them. That's my thing. Like, if Goku shows up, I'm gonna be so pissed, because he's on the top of those votes every single time. I'm like, I don't want him. I really don't want. I didn't even want Ryu and Ken as it was, but like I can deal with them. But I don't think it'd be weird if you just brought in especially if you went to like a fighting game or a series that's that popular. I don't think you can just do one character. From that. Yeah, that's true.
Well, to start, it wasn't even a game at first. It was a manga and an anime series, so it's not even roots in a game, which is the thing that bothers me the most. Because
you got to have Goku, then you got to have Frieza, then you got to have Cell, and then you got to have Gohan, and then you got to have that's too much of a pull. So I think here's the thing: I didn't even get any of the Wii U DLC. Never bought it. Never got any of it. I don't remember why. I don't remember. I just didn't feel like paying for it. But I think part of it was like, I don't need some fancy OP DLC character to kick your butt. I'm using vanilla characters.
I'm thinking the deal. Like thinking back in hindsight, so I did buy them all, and thinking back, I'm like, I barely used any of them. Like I think I used Mewtwo, which he shouldn't have been DLC anyway, but he was.
I love Bayonetta because
Cloud Bayo, I didn't use Corrin, I didn't really use. Like I had all these people. I'm like, Ryu, I don't think I used once. I still think I've never used them. So it's like, but yeah.
So I'm excited to like try out those characters I never played, but in this one, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna buy it because it's Smash and it's on Switch, and I'm gonna play this game forever. So
absolutely,
I need it. So there's that. We got new games coming to the Nintendo Switch Online service month.
Yeah, we do.
We got what next week, the 14th, I believe. Metroid,
finally,
Mighty Bomb Jack, and Twinbee. So I think most of our listeners are going to be familiar with a Metroid. She can't crawl. Mighty Bomb Jack. I always heard the name.
I like that game. I remember that game. I was like, that's a fun game. So I'll be interested to go back.
You got this weird. You're like got the guy with the cape and the weird little hat, and you fly around. You're going through a pyramid and flying around with bombs, and I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Was it Namco? Is that a Bandai Namco game?
I think so. No, Tecmo.
Okay. I couldn't remember. And then Twinbee is like a shooter, a top-down shooter. It kind of trying to capitalize on the popularity of what Galaga and some other games at that time. Yeah. So I think Metroid's obviously the big get there. I didn't play Metroid a lot as a kid because that game was really hard.
It is.
And as like an 8-year-old, you're just like, I don't know what to do.
Why am I going back and forth? Where's the end of the level?
Yeah, because you're so used. Like I did that. That concept totally eluded me because I'm used to always going, okay, I start here and I progress to here, and then the game ends. Not start here and go here, up and down and back, and
that floaty jumping. That mechanic really wasn't around in games before that. So yeah.
Dude, the music though, I still remember that soundtrack on that game though. Oh god.
See, that's why I haven't played one, because every single time I've seen like play of that and Super Metroid, it's just kind of daunting, you know. Metroid 2 is extremely different, at least, but
yeah.
Well, Super Metroid's along the same lines as that Metroid that was on 3DS, the Samus Returns. Like those were similar, but this one plays very different.
I'll tell you what though, after getting spoiled in Samus Returns with the quality of life improvements that they made and like the teleporter and all that stuff, it would be hard to go back to a vanilla
Game Boy version.
That's my word of the night, vanilla.
It's just like going back to the golf, the NES golf that they gave us. This is horrible.
I saw. He's my shout of the night, Tom Servo. I saw him hit a hole in one in that game. I was like, I can't even hit the green.
That's insane. That GG, Tom.
It's like Sean Capri, flattery. Your flattery will not get you anywhere, sir. We'll talk tomorrow about that. You can think about what you've done. And those are I believe those are all our headlines for this evening.
Bye-bye.
As always, we'd like to hear from you, direct from you, our listeners.
Please understand.
Thank you. Do you have the?
We just talked about racial insensitivity in an earlier story, and then you dropped that.
Caroline, do you have
do it every week.
Caroline,
doesn't make it right.
A banana prop, because that would make it even better.
Yes.
Bring out a banana. I do have bananas back in the kitchen, but
you're not going to get up. It's okay.
Yeah, bananas instead of the racial.
Yeah, please.
Connotation.
So we ask you, our awesome listeners, please check. We're going to record. We want questions from you. Indulge us. We got a few. Mr. Backlog Blues himself, the Backlog Belmont Vampire Slayer. My real question is, who is your current favorite third-party developer on the Switch, and why?
This one's tough. So like,
y'all go ahead. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna totally cop out on it, but like the first one that comes to my mind, and we had a reply to actually Backlog Blues in the first place is Ubisoft. It's kind of the first one that comes to my mind because they've done so much, but it's almost like their work that they've done for the Switch isn't third party because it was kind of like we worked with your toys, we played with your toy box. Yeah. But for me, I'm copping out and I'm going with indie games. Like I don't have a specific one that I'm sitting there saying like, oh, this studio put out 3 or 4 games I've really enjoyed so far. It's always like, no, it's this random one indie game. It's this other random one, like Moonlighter, Thimbleweed Park. It's like none of these studios have done more than one game on the Switch yet, but these are the games that when I talk to somebody about Switch, Golf Story, like these are the ones that stand out to me the most. So like my favorite third party is the indies, like because they're just doing the best stuff in my mind, even over some of the third party stuff we're seeing.
Yeah, I think I'd have to. I'll read the rest of his answer though. Mine's probably Ubisoft. Speaking of Ubisoft, of the third party companies, which ones do you think covers enough genres that could go first party and create a new system? I believe of the system of their own. My answer is probably Ubisoft again. I would,
well, yeah, for that.
Yeah, I would agree with his answer on Ubisoft for my third party, just because when I think of a third party that supported the Switch, that's the first one that comes to mind, and I can't think of too much that's notable that I would want to trump that. The fact that they've made Star Fox relevant again, and just what they did with Mario and Rabbids, and I think I want to give it to Ubisoft just because when everyone else had turned their back on Nintendo, Ubisoft was still there. In a way, and had that partnership, so I think I had to give them props just for that alone.
And I mean, they are like Ubisoft across the board is just killing it right now with games. Like, and it's incredible because you go back and like, okay, they had to fight off being purchased by Vivendi, and like all stuff is going on, and it's like they're making the best games right now.
That's the thing, and I've said this before on a podcast. I don't realize how many of their games I'm aware of, and I know I like until you tell me that these are their games. Like, oh, okay. And it's just like when E3 rolls around, it's like, well, I don't know if I need to watch their conference. I don't know. I don't really know if I like any of their games. And then I see what the games like. Oh, I do like all their games. Just give me a Beyond Good and Evil Star Fox crossover.
As for me, I was thinking about it. I mentioned Yoku's Island Express and Overcooked. Team 17's been doing some good stuff. Also, Capcom. We've got all the Mega Man stuff. They've done the Resident Evil stuff for Switch, and Monster Hunter is something that I've really gotten into. So they have quite a good amount of stuff too. I don't know. That's a good question though. I haven't really dabbled in, like Kevin said, I've just kind of picked and choose. It's been mostly indie developers,
Yeah, it really has. Other than Nintendo, it's mostly indie games.
Right, absolutely. Oh, excuse me. That was I totally botched that. That was Andy, the informant's answer to Backlog Blues' question. But then he did ask too. He had his question: which third party do you think would have the caliber to go first party and create a new system of their own? Gosh, I don't even.
I think the problem is just because we're spoiled with Nintendo. But just because a developer makes good games doesn't mean they make good hardware. We saw that with Sega, who made decent hardware but not great games.
Yeah.
And you look at Sony and Xbox, their exclusives are made by a second or third party. They're not made by them for the most part. So it's kind of tough to sit there and say like, well, I want to see this person come to life and I want to just support them directly like Ubisoft. So it's kind of a tough question. It's like, which one do I think has the library that could do something? If they want to say, I'm taking all my games and making them for just us now, then yeah, Ubisoft I think has got the killer catalog to do something like that.
Got to have the cash flow to float some development costs.
I think,
exactly.
Square Enix. I completely forgot about Octopath Traveler being a Square game. And now they've got all the Final Fantasy stuff coming in. Not that like Final Fantasy is everybody's gig, but don't they have Dragon Quest too?
Yes.
That's Square. Yeah. So
it's just nice to see Square back on a Nintendo.
Oh my God, for real, right?
Platform. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that question. I kind of agree with your thinking there, Kevin.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
It's tough. My time in game dev sim haven't taught me the answer yet on how to play that. That's a fun game though. That is a fun game. Trash Turkey says, "Hey, what modern gaming convenience are you most thankful for? Save states, etc. Also, top 3 Thanksgiving Day sides. Let's be honest, it's all about the sides. This is an easy one for me. Online gaming itself, because that's how. If it wasn't for online gaming, that's kind of changed the entire way I've played my games, and I wouldn't be probably playing games. Well, who cares? I can't say that because the landscape would be drastically different. But I mean, in terms of multiplayer experiences, my friends and I, we're all busy. We don't see each other. that often.
Mm.
You know, you guys online is how I play any of these games, so I wouldn't have that option at all. So I think that's easily mine. I say we'll hit that first question up, and then we'll come back for the side. So you guys go ahead and what are you most thankful for? Modern day gaming convenience.
Good, Kara. I'll give it to you first.
I think I have to agree with you on the online thing because I've met so many people online by playing MMOs and such. And I've got a good friend that we met 10 years ago on Ragnarok Online, and we still keep in touch, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of one of those, you meet people that it's kind of like seriously like an outlet where you can meet people.
Yeah.
But portability currently, like the way that it's gotten to be, I mean, like I can go and play the Switch in my bathtub if I wanted to for, you know, a few hours, you know, like we're not running on four AA batteries like we were with the Game Boy. So I don't think I don't think modern is like using batteries and such. I think the amazing portability of being able and like, I mean, I guess it even goes to mobile because that to some people that is like gaming. Just the fact that we can get it anywhere and have it anywhere that we want to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For the sides, top
we're gonna come back to that.
I'm hungry.
Donnie's not here. You're just all over the place. God. For me, I'm going with the digital revolution, man. I was always a person that, like, you know, wanted to get the physical game, and I get the people who want the physical game stuff, but digital's made things much easier. And if you think about it, if it wasn't for digital being so prominent now, these indie games we love on Switch, we never would get to play.
This is true.
Because they can't afford to make those games or market them out, or they'd have to sell to, you know, EA or something, and they just shut down in like a week later and lay everybody off. Rest in peace, Telltale. And like stuff like that would happen. So I think the ability to purchase games digitally, take them digitally, and not have to worry about swapping out carts, or, you know, not necessarily a Nintendo thing, but just being able to game share with somebody else, that's been a game changer for me. And Donnie there, just like, hey, we get to play more games and not spend as much money now because we're just splitting the cost. So stuff like that comes in handy. So I'm going digital is my favorite modern convenience of it. All
right. Well, Kara, since you were so ready, top 3 sides, let's go.
My mama's dressing. It's so good. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese.
Thanksgiving?
Boy, you don't live in the South.
That's true.
You've got to be kidding me.
Boy.
We make it in a casserole dish, okay? We bake it in a casserole dish.
It's not a mac and cheese. It's a casserole now.
Casserole.
And probably sweet potato. Sweet potato casserole. Those are my 3.
All right. Kevin?
Mashed potatoes, stuffing, peas. Simple.
Peas.
I like peas. I don't know what it is.
So do you eat that concoction of peas and peanuts?
Peas and peanuts? What?
Yeah, peas and peanuts. Look it up. It's like my one family. We have 2 Thanksgivings, and my one side of the family we always do it the weekend before, and they always have this peas and peanuts, and it's not good. It's not good at all.
Peanut salad? No, God, no. I've never heard of this.
It's not good. Maybe it's a regional thing, but
I feel so bad for y'all not living in the South and not knowing about.
It's mayonnaise, green onions, lemon juice, peas, and peanuts.
Yeah,
it doesn't even sound good.
I tell you, it's not good. I got to go with stuffing.
What do you call it stuffing for? It's dressing.
No, dressing is what you put on your salad.
Yeah.
Wow. Dressing.
I do like mashed potatoes. I do like that, and I love a green bean casserole. That's so good. I do like that. So those are my 3. And our last question tonight comes from Drew Brew 82. If you could add another Diablo 2 class to Diablo 3, what or who would you add? Caroline.
She doesn't even know which ones are in the game.
I want to be a kitty cat.
I knew that was coming.
All right, we can do that.
Did you really?
It wants to be a cat dancer. I want to control all the cats and summon them.
What animals could the druid turn into? You had the wolf and was the bear, right? It was just those 2. So maybe apparently if we could get like a leopard, the druid could transform into a leopard, then that would work.
I would go for it.
We'll give Caroline the druid there. Kevin?
I was a little bit torn. I was thinking like a Beastmaster class, which is kind of along the lines of what Caroline's saying. But if you had something that could actually control animals and like summon like a tiger or something like that, and like kind of control wildlife to do your fighting for you. And then I find it weird we don't really have like a rogue. There's no like stealthy. I mean, the monk kind of fits that, but
yeah, like they kind of took like the assassin kind of has that a little. Well, that was in Diablo 2. They had the
Diablo 2 is not in 3, so
yeah.
I kind of want like a rogue assassin, like a quick attacker. But I think Beastmaster would be my ideal one. I'd like to see thrown in there because like some of the classes are just weird. Like you have your witch doctor, like that's just weird, but it works. So like I think a Beastmaster could work in that universe.
My answer from Diablo 2 would be, even though I feel like the Crusader kind of occupies the space, because it was my favorite class in Diablo 2 is the Paladin. I loved the Paladin because I'd always go. I use Zeal and Fanaticism, I believe, were the two. Where there was the aura and the skill, and basically I had like 300% attack speed or something ridiculous like that with a sword and shield. Usually I use a warhammer and a shield, and then you get like lifesteal attack, and then you just can't be killed as long as you don't miss your attacks. You attack so fast, and you have so much lifesteal, you're just impervious to damage, and that was always fun. So
I totally read that question wrong, by the way. That's what my answer didn't make sense. I thought you like if you could add a class to Diablo 3, what would it be? I didn't realize it was from 2 to 3. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So, but I mean, I guess the druid and assassin really would fit the ones I was kind of hinting towards anyway.
I think so.
Them different. Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
So you got it there, but the Paladin was always my favorite class, so that would be, that'd be what I added in there because he was just is what I like to play, and that's what it's all about, playing what you like, right?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you everyone who submitted questions. We always try to tweet those out. Usually, sometime during the day we go record on Thursday. So if you ever want to hit us up, make sure you stay active on the Twitterverse. You'll see those tweets come out. Or hey, you can always join us on Discord. You can hit us up on there too. We got links on the website psvg.blog to get you your invite right to the server. Because the PSVG Discord, it's a hopping place, I think.
It is. It's true.
I don't know, guys. I don't know if we got much else to cover tonight. It's kind of the calm before the Pokey Storm dropping next week. So,
by the way, we're doing that next Friday instead of next Thursday because we didn't want to do like without first impressions and stuff. So we will be recording Friday night instead of Thursday night.
What time are you doing this? Because this totally derails my plans.
Oh, I don't know. Early-ish.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on the show, so they don't have time constraints. I'm the one that always
Donnie's shaking his head. This is going to be fun. Okay. We'll figure it out. Stay tuned, everybody.
Can't wait for this post-show conversation. That's going to do it for the Nintendo Show this week. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching live, thank you for listening. Make sure you tell your friends. Give us a review on iTunes. Check out all the other offerings we have in the PSVG network, the OT, Board with Video Games, the PS Experience,
PlayStation Experience, PSXP.
PS thing, whatever.
PSXP, it's not my forte. Kevin with the flagship show, and hey, the Xbox Empire. I think there's something for everyone there. I'm getting out of here. Donnie, play the out music. Let's go. As always, thanks you guys for watching. We'll see you back next week for more Nintendo Shack.
Doesn't even make sense.